Hello everyone, welcome to week 2 of sculpting and rigging for film. This week I thought we'd continue with the retopologizing process. If you look on the screen at the moment, you'll see I finished up retopologizing the head from last week's lesson. I now obviously need to move on to the rest of the body. I could have done this process during the week and just started this lesson with a fully retopologized mesh. Um, and that would have been all good, but I wanted to just kind of work through the process with you guys so you understand what to look out for when retopologizing and what that best practice is when encountering certain situations with polygons, because it can be quite tricky. So what I like to do is I like to break the body down into parts. We obviously just worked on the head, and from here what I'm going to do is work on the torso, then the arms, hands, legs and feet and toes. So it's quite an involved process. I won't go through it all, but I'll just go through the basic kind of steps of what to look out for. So we've already established a nice little clean edge loop topology around here. I'm just going to turn my symmetry on. Always important to have symmetry on. I've got my GPU cache loaded as a live object, and you can see here we can just count the polygons that go around the neck. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we've got 24 polygons that go around the neck. So try and keep that number consistent with regards to the belly and the arms as well. But at this stage, you've got to start thinking of, like a rigger. How is this object going to deform? Now obviously the arms are going to raise. So it makes sense to have a topology that is sympathetic to that displacement. So the first thing I would normally do is create the chest. It's almost like a case. I'm just going to lay out a few polygons, and I'm going to work broad and fast at the moment. Put that in there, and apologize in advance. I'm using a laptop for this, and the speed is not the best, unfortunately. Now you can see already what I'm doing is I'm kind of making a cape over the top of this guy. And the reason I'm doing that is so when the mesh does deform, the upper body deforms correctly. And the way I'm doing this is kind of a standard way now of deforming or retopologizing the top of a torso. And I am trying to count the number of polygons as I go around, but if you don't have them spot on, doesn't matter. We can always retopologize our retopology. Okay, so I've got two nice rows there. Moving around, obviously the resolution is a lot different from the neck, but at the moment that's okay. Let's just count. See, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we've got one more than we should. That's okay, because as you can see we've got a broader subject area in the chest, so we're going to need to have a more dense topology. So I'm going to jump between the multi-cup and quad draw tool. Should come up as a better mask than that. Let's just do that again. There we go, that's better. Okay, let's just add those in. Go back to quad draw. I'm holding down shift just to relax out those things there. In fact, that's not going to work because they're mostly border edges, so let's just kind of move them around. And now what I'm doing is I'm trying to place the polygons around the flow of the body. So you notice how the torso moves here, and the chest wraps around, and those pectoralis muscles, they kind of move into the top of the chest like so. I'm just kind of trying to get something nice and neat for that. Let's bring that one down a bit. Probably put another edge loop in there at some point. In fact, we will have to because the nipple's right there. Alright, okay, so that's good. So what I want to do now is start trying to connect this into the head. Now you've got your obvious connection points, like so, but obviously we've got a disproportionate number of polygon edges here to faces here. So we're going to have to get quite creative and inventive with how we connect things up. The end goal, obviously, is to maintain quads, nice, evenly spaced quads. So I'll just create as many quads as I can for the moment. And yeah, we're going to have to create another edge loop there. That's okay. Let's create that one there, that one there, that one there. Okay, yep, so probably gone as far as we can here. This edge loop is going to come around here. And we're going to have to cut that here. Don't worry about being completely accurate at this stage because we are going to smooth things out and move things around. Alright, so you'll now notice that we've got an extra edge loop in here, so I might actually just remove that for the time being. Or I could create another one in there right now. We'll wait and see. Okay, so I've got a situation here now where I've got more edge loops and faces, and I need to connect them all up. Just going to insert another line in here, and I'm holding down the control key at the moment and left mouse button clicking just to create a new edge loop. So that's cool, but unfortunately we've now got a situation where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces, so we've got a big old N-gon there. I can obviously connect that one up. There's 4. But obviously that's not going to work. So what do we do? So one thing we can do is let's just fill that in like so, and then remove that edge loop. We can use the multi-cut tool. And I'm just going to create an edge from here to here, and then one from there to there. That could work maybe, but unfortunately no, we still have that quad in there. So we're going to have to sort of think about how we can solve that issue. And you're going to run into situations like this all the way along. We'll also need to look at the flow as well. Now at the moment, that edge loop, I kind of want it to flow all the way up into the head. It just feels like it should. So what we'll do is we'll just redirect some polygons and edges and try and get that nice flow. Again, trying to remain sympathetic to that known deformation. Okay, and so that's what we'll do in the next lesson.